Hi chess friends, this is King's Executor, and today we're going to look at a game which is very interesting. This game is played between Sarhan Guliev and Etienne Bacrot in 1992 in Duisburg, Germany. Okay, back then, Grandmaster Bacrot was at the age of approximately 10, but today he's a very strong super Grandmaster. Grandmaster Guliev shared the first place at the Dubai Open in 2007 and third at the Abu Dhabi Masters 2010. And Bacrot got his GM title in 1997 at the age of 14 and was the youngest GM in history back then. A year earlier he defeated ex-world champion Vasily Smyslov. At January 1st, 2013, Bacrot ranked number 2 in France and number 43 in the world. So it's good to see such a chess beast performing the Dutch-Leningrad after White opened with d4. Etienne Bacrot started off with the competitive Dutch opening move. After c4, knight f6, so solid moves, yet no gambits, no Staunton gambit. Knight to f3, g6, g3. Well, if bishop g5, simply knight to e4, bishop has to go back. d6 now to cover e5 to take it away from the white bishop. If a knight b to t2, bishop g7, and if takes, knight g5, black simply castles and is really okay here. So g3 is employed, just developing solidly, and the game really starts after castling and developing. And queen to e8 is one of the standard opening moves here. Bishop to f4. And maybe you would think this bishop is placed somewhat peculiarly. But, well, I think in this position e3 is even possible. With the idea if black were to take, e takes f, and now you see the e5 break which white wants to, which black wants to do, is now hindered, and that gives white a strong advantage. So the bishop is actually justifiedly placed on f4 here. Bacrot played c6, which I like to play myself, as you saw or might have seen in my other Leningrad Dutch videos where I played myself, and c6 really hems in the white bishop. So after some e5 break and exchanges on e5, you can imagine the the queen d5 check or the knight to d5 move is all taken away, only with one solid move, c6. So this is no tempo losing move at all. Play it. d5, one of the main attempts of white to make black's life hard. You see, the soft spot in black's position is pointed at e6. White could try to get in there with his knight, or maybe in other positions with other pieces. After an e5, e4 push here, maybe with a rook here in some positions. So if you look at the position, d5 simply grabs space as well. But of course, this is not to be used right now. But in some positions, you'll never know. On the other hand, it somewhat softens white's diagonal here, and it's just a test of black's position. And well, it's almost equal, I think. Black has to do some work still to equalize, but this is not a move which gains advantage for an advantage for white at all. It's just the asset test of the black setup, I guess. Knight to a6, standard developing move. The knight can watch these squares. Most often it gets into c5, as you can see in my own game. Sometimes to c7, maybe covering these squares here. And after an e5 push, and if you imagine white to take en passant on e6, the knight could just recapture here, maybe even attacking the bishop. So knight to a6 is really a very good move. Knight to d4, making use of this gained space. And now the move for black here, for Bacrot, is d7, bishop to d7. Well, e5 now wouldn't be as good. e5 should be prepared. So bishop to d7 is a good move. You see the knight is pressurizing c6, the pawn, and indirectly this bishop, so bishop to d7 makes sense. And now white tries to open up the file and maybe get his rooks into the game to nail this backwarded pawn down. Well, another move could have been queen to d2, but then black gets to move his knight into the center. And if white would try to exchange bishops, you see the knights get really strong in the center. And after exchanges and queen to d2, queen to e3, sorry, bishop takes, and e5 now, and I guess this move really equalizes the game. Black is good, black is solid, black is centralized. Okay, if in this position not queen to e3, but bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, king takes, Now queen to e3, e5 again. So you see this is a key move after several exchanges, freeing move. If white takes en passant, well, that frees black position. If white doesn't take, well, I think then black is too dominantly placed in the center, so takes, and now if white tries to pressurize black's pawn, b6 first to free the rook from defending a7, and next you just move your rooks into the center. So this is why white tries to open up the game and pressurize black as fast as possible. Takes, this is a game continuation, takes, and now knight to c5. You see knight to a6 is very strong beforehand, and with this move black forces white to decide what to do. Guliev dropped back with his bishop, and now there are different moves available. Even e5 here. If takes, then knight takes. Bishop takes would be a mistake here because of knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. This is clear. So if knight takes, bishop takes, and if queen takes, well, this is okay. You see, black's bishops are really ranking all over the board. Back to this position of the game. Bacrot played knight to a4, attacking b2 and decoying the queen from the protection of the d4 knight. Another move could have been taking the knight, and if queen takes, e5. En passant, knight takes, queen takes, knight takes the bishop, which is peculiarly located at this stage of the game. In the opening it was okay, but now you see black gets really strong counterplay. If the queen attacks b7 here, we just drop back and just reposition our pieces to better squares. If white has to protect the weak pawn, now we get to exchange a flank pawn for a central pawn. If queen to c7 and queen to e5, we just centralize our pieces and even get to exchange pieces in this position, and you see black has an equal position, and the question is who makes the first mistake and whose king is more vulnerable here. If queen check, king g7, queen e7 check, and king h6, then not queen takes b7. This would lose to queen c1 check, bishop f1, and now queen to g5 check, bishop g2, and now the winning move, bishop to e4. If f3, check, check, and checkmate. So in this position h4 could be a move, but then if we try to mate white or to win material with bishop to d3, this would probably backfire with queen checking the black king. Again, check, and white wins material. So in this position it is equal, but you have to look out for blunders. So this could happen if bishop takes knight here. Bacrot chose this move. He somewhat likes to play tactical but sound moves here, to play self-confidently and have a little fun on the at the board. And now we exchange pieces here. Queen comes back to not be offside here, and now you get your freeing move e5 in. En passant would be best here probably, but Guliev choose rook to e1. Queen to d8 was Bacrot's move. Bishop h6 looks dangerous. And b4, trying to make use of this bishop and opening up the queen side. And hoping, after takes maybe, to attack the backwarded d6 pawn. But c5. This closes possibilities to open up the queen side forever, and really strongholds the d4 bishop. a3 and rook to c8, threatening to take on b4 and opening up a strong file for the rook. So b5 is provoked here, but this allows queen to a5, getting really active here. And you see, at this moment, these dark squared weaknesses, they are firstly covered and not attackable yet. Queen to bishop to e4, and this threatens g6. Well, Guliev thinks it does, but he just runs into a strong tactical move here, and you can try to spot it. Just let me take away these arrows. Pause the video and try to find the move here if you want to. Okay, I think the move is fairly obvious. Rook takes f2, attacking the queen and threatening undiscovered check. So the queen has to take. The king takes, and now queen to c3, by far the strongest move, infiltrating. Rook to c1, queen gives a check, king f3, and you see the rook wants to check the king, but how can black achieve this? Bacrot found an ingenious move here. You can again pause the video and try to find it. I love such moves, and funnily enough, these kind of moves appear very easily to me, but in exchange for that I sometimes struggle very hard to find way easier moves in the opening. Well, this is the way my brain works. Sometimes I blunder even in the opening with very stupid mistakes, but the following move is really the type of move I love. And go ahead, pause the video and find the next move to get the rook into the game. Black to move. Okay. You can be proud if you found g5. An imaginative move, very strong, forcing the bishop to take on g5 due to the threat of g4 check with the pawn, which would decoy the king, and the e4 bishop would drop. So actually the bishop has to take this, but Guliev tries another way by blocking this pawn, and well, strongest would have been bishop takes, king takes, queen takes, and if king g3, queen h4, and queen takes h6. But Bacrot found another way to play with queen to d2. Well, I have to repeat, playing this game, Bacrot is 10 years old, so you can forgive him not finding the very strongest move. But this is strong as well, and winning as well. Queen to e1, queen f4, rook to e1, queen f4 check, king g2, queen takes with check, king h1, queen h4, and well, the bishop is attacked, and the next move indicates to me that white had time trouble. Rook f6, defending the h6 bishop, but the rook simply drops with check, and the bishop on e4 next. So Guliev resigned here. Well, let's just recap and look at this game again in fast motion. You see the Leningrad variation employed here with the fianchetto of the bishop. d6 preparing e5, queen to e8, preparing e5, maybe even making this is a very flexible move. The queen can come out sometimes, even to the queen side. The pawns advance in positions which allow it, and the queen can come out to h5 or g6. But again, e5 is the most important route here, but sometimes it's not the only plan available to black, so this is a very flexible opening, and it's, you can tell it's a King's Indian accelerated, so in a way, because black already moved his f-pawn, and the knight doesn't have to move back and forth to allow this pawn to advance, and this is why this opening is employed. Well, Korchnoi at his on his DVD, My Life for Chess, said he played this opening as well. I think he most of the times played it without c6. Grandmasters seem to prefer this variation without c6. Well, I don't understand why. And Korchnoi really had incredibly fast loses with this opening, and he's just said on his DVD, no one understands this opening, and he simply stopped playing it. But I don't agree at all. Playing c6 gives you many options, and well, you can find these games of Korchnoi at chessgames.com, playing the Leningrad Dutch, and you see how he's got beaten up. But you see, this opening is sound. You saw the variations that might have occurred, and you see e5 didn't scare black at all. Just centralize your pieces, exchange pieces, advance your pawns in the center, play flexibly, play thematically, and just stick to the basic chess principles. And you see, after this tactic, the game ended fairly quickly, and really here g5 is such a beautiful move. And after that it's curtains. Okay, I would really like you to comment this video and the game, comment my style of presenting the game. I'm open to critics if they are constructively, and keep it up with watching my videos. Please like them, subscribe, tell a friend or even more friends, and see you next time. Bye.